it's Maria Chandra, and it's been a while since I've done video, but I really want to make sure that you get this little lesson that I just taught to my Whole Foods cooking class. So I love cooking and I love food. I'm a chef and I'm also a nutrition educator. So I like to combine the two, and digestion is the perfect marriage. So here is a little snippet of what I talked about. I'm a tube. You're a tube. Where's my tube? Here. It's true. Everyone walking around is just a little tube. Well, we're more than that. But consider we have a hole at the top and a hole at the bottom. What happens in between those tubes really constitutes digestion. So even as a nutrition educator and as a chef, the picture is bigger than just the food that we eat. The whole story of nourishment really is the food that you absorb and assimilate. And that depends on proper digestion. And we're having somewhat of a crisis here in digestion. According to Elizabeth Lipsky, who wrote a great book called Digestive Wellness, I highly recommend it if you have any digestive struggles. She says that digestive problems are the #2 reason we visit our doctor, and that the average adult American spends over $500 a year on digestive support. So when I talk to people, they say, oh, my digestion's fine. But how can that be if we're spending so much on help for digestion? So, thinking of the tube, this tube is designed to be semi-permeable. We eat the good stuff, we want to absorb all the nutrients that are going to make our cells healthy and us thrive, and then the stuff we don't want goes out the bottom. Well, so it looks kind of like this. Well, it doesn't look like this. It's actually hairs and a very complex system, but imagine that it is a fine mesh strainer, like so. Can you picture it? Well, this system gets damaged if we drink a little too much alcohol, if we have a little too much stress, if we're eating foods that are not appropriate, like a highly refined diet, lots of junk food, or even foods to which we're sensitive. Now, let's see, what else? Antibiotics can also damage the system, as well as, I said stress, and I love talking about stress. Oh, non-steroidal anti-inflammatories, like so. This system gets damaged, and it ends up something like this. Bigger holes. And what that means is the things that we don't want are actually going through that system and entering our bloodstream. So we are less selectively permeable. We let more go through into the bloodstream. And that's a problem. It allows for the absorption of toxins, of chemicals that we don't want, but also undigested proteins of food. Now, every food has protein. It's not just chicken, fish, egg, tofu. Every food has a little bit. So when that undigested protein enters the bloodstream, your body goes on alert. It thinks it's a foreign invader, and it sends a whole system of cells, of blood cells, to go and capture that invader, and that causes inflammation throughout your whole body. So the result is pain in your joints, could be skin rashes, it could be mental fatigue or brain fog. Even asthma is correlated with digestive problems. It's a mucous membrane concern. All kinds of things. And also increased sensitivity to more foods. Once this gets damaged, you're opening yourself up to a whole slew of problems. So my suggestion, instead of just popping those Tums or taking that Pepto, really address the problem. Because when you take the Tums or take the Pepto or take the little purple pill, you're really just putting out the fire alarm, not putting out the fire. And what would happen if you just put out the fire alarm? The fire's still going. You're gonna be in big trouble. You just don't hear the noise. So if you want a couple tips, go to my website or follow the link right below here. I've got some tips for you. And as always, I want you to love your food, love yourself, and love your life. I'll see you at mariachandra.com. Bye. And Tylenol. There are other things too. Certainly injury is part of it, but those are some of the biggies, that most of us can relate to.